Hey, what do you see on the screen? Does it look like a box? Well, I'm afraid to say it's not a box. It is actually a lamp. And if that sounds kind of crazy to you, that's how file upload vulnerabilities work on the web. And so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 4 different techniques to exploit file upload vulnerabilities. Enjoy! So you've probably encountered this kind of scenario before where you've got a website and you're able to potentially upload files to that website. Now this is an excellent opportunity for an attacker to put a file onto a server that is malicious and can do whatever you want on the server side. Typically, it's to have a callback or a reverse shell to the attacking machine and give some kind of access to the web server itself. You have to figure out, what can I upload to this machine? Let's go and take a peek at this particular machine. And I've got a PHP reverse shell that actually will work. This is a PHP script that will function on the server. However, it's being blocked on the web server side. So let's go ahead and upload the one that won't work. I've got it loaded, and now we're going to hit submit. And we can see right away that we've got an extension blocked. That tells us something right away, that, that the extension is blocked. But which extension is allowed? That's the question. So we can go ahead and do some fuzzing to actually discover which extensions are in fact allowed, because there could be many. Right now I've got my browser pointing to my Zap proxy, and I've got everything filtering through it, and we're going to actually pause the connection so that I can step through it. We're going to hit browse again, and I'm going to go to this file again, so penmonkey.php. So let's actually right click on this post. So this is the point in time when we're actually sending the PHP file to the server. I would like to fuzz on this point, and we're going to modify the extensions. So I'm actually going to remove the current uploaded file. I'm going to select the extension that I want to fuzz on, and I'm going to add a word list. I've actually already done this room, and I made a test word list of a few items just to prove, sort of like a proof of concept here. So we're going to select the file that I made, and you can see right away that I've only got a few in here. Now, because I've done the room, I know that this is going to be the correct one, but I should be getting fail, 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 success, fail. But I'm going to add this one here. I'm going to hit OK, and so I'm going to be resending posts to that server, but I'm going to be modifying this extension. So let's go. Oh, I got to make sure I change this. I like to set follow redirects because then it really changes the size of the response and makes it a lot easier to see, which is important for me. Double check and start the fuzzer. Let's expand this a bit and take a look at this. We got 546 bytes from the response body, 546, 546, 546, 532, 546. So we can tell right away that something is different about this. Let's go to this command, this request here, and take a look at the HTML. We can see this extension not allowed, and we come down here to the one that was smaller. We can see that success. So we know right away that this payload of PHTML is the accepted file extension that we can be sent to this file server. All right, let's switch gears just a little bit here. Now, what I'm going to show you here is how we can use double extensions. Now, I'm going to go into this next example, assuming that I know that PHTML is in fact the accepted extension. Now, how this might relate to the real world is that perhaps this is a website that is accepting only JPEGs. Okay, great. Let's give the website a JPEG, but also give it an executable. Okay, and we're going to see how that works in just a second here. Now I'm going to go through the same process. I'm going to pause my proxy here, and I'm going to select Browse, and I'm going to go to the script that I know is not accepted by the web server because of the extension .php. So I'm going to hit Open, and we've loaded it here, and I'm going to hit Submit. And we're going to see on the right side the data changes. So here is the file that I'm going to be posting to the web server. Let's go in here and we're going to modify some stuff. I'm going to hit right click and we're going to open up the request editor. Now we can see here we've got the script that I want to put on the server, and let's just see what happens if I add another extension. So I know that .html works, so .phtml. This is an accepted one. This is the garbage one that the website doesn't want you to give it. And we're going to hit send. So basically, I'm just modifying the request to see what happens. Send. And if we scroll down, we can see we've got another success. Great. We've also proved now that we can use a double extension to give the web server a file that it doesn't want. On our next test here, we're going to do a null byte. We're going to use a null byte and send to the server a file that should not be there. So it's very similar to the last step. Here I'm going to pause on the proxy. We're going to browse to the file that I want. And we're going to hit submit. And over here on the right, we're going to see the request to the server, my post. I'm going to right click, open the request editor. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to add some data, our null byte. So we're going to do %00, and we're going to add the extension that is allowed, .phtml. And what's happening here is that the null byte here is actually, we're truncating the .php.tml so that PHP becomes the new extension. This is the extension that's allowed. So we're sort of ignoring all of this over here and just accepting this. All right, let's hit send and see what happens. Scroll on down, and bingo bango, we've got another success. Another technique that can work is actually called file signature validation. So that means that we're actually changing what the signature of the file is as we're sending it to the web server. So what we would do in that scenario is we would right click, open up the request editor, and we can actually modify what the content is. So if it's this is what the PHP is. Maybe it would be a JPEG, right? You'd have to look up the content type for the file that is allowed to be submitted, and then go through and send it. So I'll send a JPEG, for example, and hit send, and it's going to fail. But we can just keep going back and trying something else. Test the one that you want that works. So in this particular case, on this particular machine for Try Hack Me, doing this technique of changing the file signature doesn't work, but that's okay because we had 3 other different techniques that work for uploading a file. Hey, if you're enjoying these videos, please go ahead and like the video. That'd be great. Subscribe if you want to. And on the screen, I've got actually 2 other videos that I think you're going to enjoy. All right, talk to you later.